How many times didn't we hear words like these? Video games are dangerous and they get children and youngsters aggressive. Or action video games should be prohibited. Well, I did have a muscle pain when I played for hours my strategy games like Civilization, Company of Heroes and Supreme Commander series, and I had, probably too often, a sleep deficiency because of it. But other than that, it was never dangerous. I stumbled recently upon a website that made a list of top 10 most dangerous video games your teen might be playing. We can see Grand Theft Auto 5, Diablo 3, Wolfenstein, South Park, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, Mortal Kombat, Watch Dogs, Dead Space 2 and 3, Mafia 2 and Naughty Bear. I played 4 or 5 games from this list. That is GTA, Wolfenstein, Watch Dogs and Mafia 2 for sure. Yes, they are violent, but they don't make people go on killing spree, nor violent music or movies do. But back to the said article, we find out who wrote the article. A woman who is a pastor's wife. So now we know that we are dealing with the realm of heavens and hell. But this article led me to an interesting website I never knew exists, but of course it had to exist. It is gamingandgod.com. It is a Christian site reviewing games and labeling them good or bad for God and you. Well, there's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. I guess the guy who's behind the website is a devout Christian who happens to like gaming, so he's trying to make a clear path for him in order to avoid exposing to a certain content. Let's call them non-Christ-like games. Most likely he wants to find and play games that have a certain Christian purpose to him. So are they? Are violent games dangerous for our kids? I personally believe that it is wrong calling video games dangerous. If we follow that logic, then why don't we ban guns, Mission Impossible and superhero movies? We know guns kill, not just people behind the trigger. What about armies, cars, bikes? Damn, there can be dangerous. There are some studies that show correlation between youth aggression and playing violent video games, but only with those individuals already prone to aggression. Other studies show that playing violent video games doesn't have any effect, especially at the experienced players of violent games. So it means if you're not already a person of violent nature, video games most likely won't affect you. And it does sound quite logical. This is how life works. If you're not a rapist, watching rapes most likely won't make you one. SciShow Psych made a fine video addressing this question. I will leave the link in the description. Anyway, I won't delve much more at this topic, but I would like to talk about games that are not violent in their nature, and that they can actually help you calm down and just have a visual and maybe a cerebral experience while playing such video games. They're often called story-rich games or walking simulators and such. I would like to mention a few that I really enjoyed playing them. The first one is Firewatch. It is a typical walking simulator, an adventure video game. You play a guy called Henry who just got a job as a fire lookout in the Shoshone National Forest. But soon, strange things begin to happen and the only help you have is your supervisor Delilah, and you can only talk to her using a walkie-talkie. As you play, you make certain choices that influence the game's progression and your relationship with Delilah. A great game, I must say. Even though it involves a mystery to solve, I found it totally relaxing, nonetheless due to beautiful graphics and the scenery in the game. A great game and a big recommendation for me. The second one is Life is Strange series. I played Life is Strange a couple of years ago for the first time. It is a great graphic adventure game developed by Dotnod Entertainment. There were 5 episodes with the plot revolving around Max Caulfield, a young girl who discovers that she has the ability to rewind time whenever she wants. So basically she can affect her surroundings and thus make changes to the so-called butterfly effect. The plot is often presented in form of a puzzle that needs to be solved. I really enjoyed playing this game, although it did take some time to realize this. So be patient a little and give it a chance. It's a good game. There is also a prequel, Life is Strange Before the Storm, and I can recommend this game as well. It is the first game that I'm playing on Linux, and it is a great game too. This time the main character is a 16-year-old Chloe Price, and the story takes place 3 years before Life is Strange. Chloe doesn't have any superpowers, and there is no time travel involved at all. A very good game that gives me great joy too. I still have a couple of hours of playing before I finish the story. Can't wait playing it. The last game I will mention on this short list is Cities Skylines. This is a game I played the most according to Steam's records. I simply love city simulator games, and I've been there since the first SimCity, Caesar games and Cities XXL. But boy, does Cities Skylines take this genre to a whole another level of city building gaming. It is developed by Colossal Order and published by Paradox Interactive. As a player, you are making all the decisions while playing and building your city, from zoning, taxes, public services, transportation to road placement. It is an open-ended city building simulation, so basically you can improve your city almost indefinitely. The vanilla game is quite good, but it becomes excellent once you start downloading mods and plugins to your game. It all happens through Steam Workshop. The downside of the game is that it is pretty heavy on your computer gear, and it gets worse the more mods you add to your game. But this is most likely the best game I ever played, and I played a lot. I only hope the developers will pay a greater attention to the mechanics behind the game in their next edition of the Cities Skylines. I found an interesting article mentioning 7 best non-violent games of 2018. I didn't play any of them, but Florence and Return of the Obra Dinn look and sound quite interesting and probably worth checking it out. So there you have it, a little rant on violent games that some consider dangerous to kids, and a short list of games that at least make me relax while playing them. Let me know, what do you think? Do action games have a negative impact on players? And what games make you go into a Zen mode?